My name is Sunny, better known as Pious. I can help with surahs, so I can recite.
My name is Laila, memorizing surahs, reading the Quran, and practicing the Sunnah.
My name is Mommy, better known as Ummi. Islamic education is key to the family. We tune in every day to learn something new, and SunnahFollowers is helping us, and it could help you too. Tune in every day for new programming. Stay tuned.
And much more.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wake up in the morning, hands and feet get wet, my Lord. Get wet, get wet, my Lord. Wet, my Lord. Wet, my Lord. Wake up in the morning, hands and feet get wet. Get ready for our conversation, deep and in depth. Obligations are serious and need to be met. So I prepare so I won't forget. Go ahead and make a good intention. Yeah, yeah. You can wrap up some good things. Yeah, make a donation to the side and go from left to make it right. Just remember and don't lose sight. Jannah is the goal. Jannah is the goal. Jannah is the goal.
Hey, I got a couple questions for y'all. The first one, who is your Lord? What is your religion? Who is your prophet? Now, I know this sounds crazy, but if you're one of those people that have been trying to get information and you come across this, or even this. All right, take a listen.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Sister Laila Nasheeba, the Managing Director and founder of SunnahFollowers Online Islamic University. As you know, we have classes every day beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we cover everything from Aqidah, which is your belief system, to Seerah, which are the stories of the Prophet, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the story of the companions. Please join us every day beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are broadcasting and streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, DLive, Trovo, and Twitch. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Proper Aqidah, Qur'an and Sunnah, Qur'an and Sunnah, Minhaj and Aqidah, actions speak louder than words,
Sunnah following kids, come with me.
Gotta work hard to get to heaven. Treat the people good like the prophet would. Proper Aqidah, Qur'an and Sunnah, Qur'an and Sunnah, Minhaj and Aqidah, actions speak louder than words.
The human brain is a marvel of creation, intricately designed to seek meaning and connection. During Ramadan, this quest for spiritual fulfillment is heightened. Fasting activates areas of the brain that are associated with empathy, self-control, and reflection. Join us this Thursday at 6:15 p.m. for an enlightening lecture by Dr. Daniel Abdulrahman McBride on the fascinating connection between the brain, religion, and Ramadan.
Woke. There are so many things going on around, you must take heed. It's been written and prophesied about, so you must believe. Not everything that glitters is gold, pay attention as it's been told.
Join us every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, with Brother Yusuf as he tackles and and breaks down current events, current news and politics, and the Islamic Ummah. Please join us streaming on all major platforms. Channel SunnahFollowers.
Inna alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam ala wa rasulallah. I'd like to welcome everybody to our 12th day of fasting. Alhamdulillah, this is the 12th day of fasting, not the 11th. I don't know how I put the wrong date there on the screen. You know, I just woke up. I started my day off crazy because I had an appointment with a medical assessment. They came early and did their assessment and all that stuff. And then after the assessment, I went back to sleep because it broke my sleep. So I just woke up about an hour ago, literally 6 o'clock, but that's okay. But alhamdulillah, that we are almost at the end of the second week of fasting. What does that mean? That means that we are halfway there. All of you should feel special and good. And also, I'm so glad we had Dr. Ali here yesterday. He's also not just a person of the dawah, but he's also a real doctor. You know, our doctors are not those PhDs just to brag and boast and do prayers in Times Square. No, our PhDs are real doctors, medicals. You know, they take care of the body. I'm so glad that Dr. Ali was here yesterday because he shared some information that many of you may not be aware of. I tell you guys all the time, and you guys hear it from me, but it always feels good to hear it from a man, and it feels even better to hear it from a doctor, a male medical doctor. You know, nicotine, cigarettes are haram. I've been telling you guys that it's a drug. It's haram. It's an intoxicant. You know, smoking cigarettes is haram, 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 haram. It is the same as drinking alcohol. It's the same as smoking marijuana. In fact, it's harder. As Dr. Ali was saying, and I tell you guys this all the time, it's harder to break the nicotine habit than it is cocaine. People go to rehabs. They can go through the program and get over their cocaine addiction, their crack addiction, their heroin addiction, but they still come out smoking cigarettes. It's hard to break that habit. And like Dr. Ali was saying, you know, there may be, if you are a person that's taking in too much nicotine, the Nicoderm patches itself is not enough for you. The Nicoderm patch is enough for the average smoker. But if you're one of those people smoking 3-4 packs a day and all of that, you may have to seek medical attention. Did you guys pay attention to that? So for those of you like the brother here, you know, I hope you contacted your medical doctor. The brother that had that question to Dr. Ali yesterday. You know, if you're having a hard time kicking the habit of smoking, you know, the Nicoderm patch ain't working for you, then you are too into that drug. So you have to consult with your medical physician, and your medical physician, they do have other medications that they can give you to help you to get over your addiction, because that's what it is. You're a drug addict. You're a drug addict. You're addicted to nicotine. You know, when y'all see that the Quran, even though the Quran was revealed in the 6th century, It'll never get old. Okay, Allah, those are the words of Allah. The Quran is not the creation of Allah. I don't want y'all to believe that garbage. The Quran is not the creation of Allah. It's the words of Allah. That's Allah's words talking, telling us what's bad for us, telling us what's good for us. Everything that Allah made haram, He made it haram because it's bad and dirty. It's going to kill you. It's going to destroy you. It's going to destroy you in this world, or it's going to destroy you in the hereafter. So it's bad. It's dirty. We have to fall back on our belief in Allah. We as Muslims, we say we believe in Allah, then we have to accept and submit to what He says. All intoxicants are bad and dirty. As Umar radiallahu anhu said, anything that befogs the brain is an intoxicant, and it's haram. We don't do it. Anything that makes you high, cigarettes, that nicotine makes you high. Why is it you can't stop smoking? You're trying to get that feeling that you get when you first wake up and smoke, that feeling that you get when you eat and then smoke. Okay, that's an addiction. That's befoggment of the brain. So we have to kick that habit. But remember, Allah says for every sickness, there is a cure. For every sickness, there is a treatment. So if you're suffering, with that nicotine to the point where the patch is not working, call your personal physician. They have other things they can give you to help you quit the habit, kick that filthy habit that's going to eventually destroy you. Yes, nicotine is more dangerous than crack. Oh yeah, it is. And vaping too. I want you kids to listen to me. How many of you children out there are vaping? Oh yeah. What is this vaping crap? We don't vape. That's just a stepping stone to hitting the pipe. You vaping, you hitting the pipe. That's the stepping stone to hitting that crack pipe. We have to stay away from all of that. And what is it that causes us as human beings to turn to intoxicants? Allah tells us in the Quran that intoxicants are the handiwork of Shaitan. Shaitan uses the intoxicants to cause you to escape the reality of what's happening. The intoxicants, vaping, smoking cigarettes, cracking out, cranking out, licking toads, taking that stuff that the kid, Valium and all that crap, that makes you oblivious to reality. Rather than deal with your problems in life, you take the cowardly way out of escape. And I want you kids to listen to me. You think your problems at home are bad. Oh, why do you vape? Oh, Sister Laila, my parents don't understand me. I'm always put down. I don't feel like I'm of any value or worth. Do you think that marijuana you smoking, that vape you smoking, those pills you taking is giving you self-confidence? No. Are those pills making you develop the self-esteem you need to deal with life? No, they're making you a dummy. They're frying your brain. They're destroying your brain so you can just walk around like a zombie, not caring about anything. And eventually you will self-destruct. So for the kids too, do not think that there's that you can take a drug or vape or smoke and that's gonna give you the ability to handle the trials of life. No, it's gonna fry your brain. It's gonna make you stupid. It's gonna make you ugly. It's gonna destroy your face, your body, your teeth, your hands. It's gonna make you put you behind everybody else. People are gonna stay away from you because they're gonna look at you and see you're stupid. You're messed up. You living each day just to hit that pipe. You living each day just to smoke that vape. That's the pipe. You hitting the pipe, dude. Okay? We got to do away with all that crap. Not just for Ramadan, but period. Even after Ramadan, do not go back to those drugs. Do not go back to those escapes. Those are the traps of Shaitan. And that's what we've been speaking about in this class. This is the second week. We're almost at the end of the second week of fasting. That means Ramadan is almost halfway over. Now is when your personal jinn is going to try to pull you into the traps. And that we're going to speak today about the trap of escaping from reality by giving you false promises and false hopes. I spoke about this earlier in the beginning of Ramadan, but I told you that I would go into more detail. Well, I'm going to go into more detail today about how now that we're in the second week, like the brother said yesterday, he can't fast. You can fast. You can fast. You just have to be strong enough, but you may need some help. Go to your doctor. Your doctor will give you some help. Okay? Your medical doctor, not the street doctor. I ain't talking about Dr. Dre for the kids out there. We ain't talking about Dr. Dre. You know, the man that you go to on the street and say, hey, I need some help. Give me something to help me get over this. No, we talking about a medical, physical, your real doctor, that personal physician. He can give you some stuff to get over that. Forget about Dr. Dre. Wherever their names are. Snoop Dogg. Don't be confused by my colors today. You kids got that? Don't be confused by my colors. I ain't with Snoop Dogg. All right. So let's talk about the traps that Iblis lays for us, you know. All right, let's put this on. Here's the PowerPoint. All right, there we go. Inshallah. Yeah, this is day 12. Yeah, I know. I told you guys I just woke up, you know. Laila got issues too. A lot of people think that all I do is dawah. I have a life too. I have medical appointments. I cook, I clean, I deal with my family, my grandkids. I got neighbors. I got people from I used to work with that still call me about union issues. I'm busy. I'm busy. It's just that 6:30 is my time for law. And 9:30 is my time for law. But don't get it twisted. Laila has a life too. Oh yeah, I'm active. But I know how to walk and chew gum. Allah bless me with the ability to multitask. A lot of people can't. And I don't have any babies holding me down. Okay. And I just retired. I was working and doing it all too. So I got a life. So, all right. But this is my time for Allah. I give Allah 6:30 and 9:30 of my life. All right. So tonight we're going to speak about the traps of Shaitan again, but we're going to talk about that false hope and promise and stuff that I told you guys I would review with you guys later on during the second week. And again, our personal jinn is not locked up in chains. This is another misconception that you hear a lot of Muslims say. Oh, one of the most beautiful things about the month of Ramadan is the jinn and Shaitan are all locked up. Oh, really? Who told you that? The only jinn that are locked up is Shaitan, and the most biggest jinn, the worst jinn, his ifrit. Your personal jinn is not locked up. It's going to never leave you until you die. And if you end up in the hellfire, your personal jinn will be introduced to you, and he will be your companion in the hellfire. Okay? I told you guys, there's no loneliness in the hereafter. You may feel alone in this world. You won't be lonely in the hereafter. If you end up in that hellfire, your personal jinn will be your companion, and y'all will fight each other as y'all burn, baby, burn over and over and over again. Ain't no loneliness in the hereafter. Only in this world. So, Shaitan in this world, your personal jinn who's never locked up in chains, he's going to give you all type of sweet dreams and things. Listen to what Allah says in the interpretation of the meaning. He makes promises to them, and he stirs up desires in them. And his promises are only to fool you. SubhanAllah. Your personal jinn wants you to believe that you can't stop smoking cigarettes. Your personal jinn wants you to believe that you can't handle the problems of life, that you have to vape, you have to smoke marijuana, you have to chew that gummy. That's a lie, because remember, Allah tells us that he doesn't put a burden on any of us that we can't handle. But your personal jinn is stirring up lies in your heart, making you think that you can't do it when you can. And remember, even if we are emotionally aloof, Allah says there's a treatment for every sickness. We just have to seek medical attention. And that's another problem with Muslims today. Shaitan gives you false promises. He'll tell you that if you go to the doctor, they putting chips in you to destroy you, that Israel's trying to get you. How many of you heard Muslims say stupid stuff like that? You won't go get the COVID shot. You won't get the flu shot because they putting chips in your body to spy on you. People trying to kill you. That's your personal jinn wanting you to believe that. So you end up suiciding. So you end up letting your body be deprived of what Allah said for you to do, which is take care of it. So these are examples. So in his battle against us, our personal jinn will promise us all kind of stuff. He'll make us think all kind of bad things. Okay? And then he'll abandon us. He'll leave us. When you get the COVID and you're in a hospital, you on all those machines, and they said, wow, she wouldn't have been this bad off had she taken the booster shot because she had bad lungs. Your personal jinn will abandon you and say, yeah, he succeeded. Listen to what Allah says in the interpretation of the meaning. And when Shaitan makes your actions seem good to you, he says, no one can conquer you this day because I am your protector. But when he saw the armies of the angels coming, he ran away and say, I am free of you. This is what happened with the battle of Badr. By the way, the Muslims fought the battle of Badr in the month of Ramadan. They were fasting. Shaitan took on the appearance of an old man, and he went to the Quraysh and promised them victory. He said he was a soothsayer and he could see that victory would be theirs. But then when the battle began and Allah sent the angel Jibril and all the other archangels onto the battlefield to fight with the Muslims, Iblis saw Jibril and he ran away. Okay? This is how our personal jinn does. Oh, he'll tell you it's a conspiracy. Don't go to the doctor. Don't take the flu shot. Don't take the COVID shot. Don't get a pap test. Don't get a mammogram. Don't check your prostrates. Don't do that. You know, and then when you don't do it and you feel with disease and dying from something that could have been treated had you went to the doctor, your jinn abandons you and leaves you there to death. And he laughs because he won. Okay? One of the things, remember guys, our personal jinn hovers around in our heart. He knows our strengths. He knows our weaknesses. One of the things that most of us as humans fall victim to is the love of money. the love of money. So our personal jinn will play on that. He'll give us promises of money. Oh, you can be rich if you do this. How many of you know Muslims? This is something that I see happening every day. As Muslims, we're not supposed to have dogs as pets in our houses or any of that stuff, unless we can have a dog for the purpose of, farming or helping us or something like that. Like Sister Laila. Sister Laila lives on a farm in Texas, a ranch. She has a ranch in Texas, and they have a beautiful Pioneers, whatever you call them dogs. They're that are farm dogs, and they really help take care of the lambs, the sheep, the goats. How many of you know hood rat women and men? How many of you know Muslims who live in the hood? They ain't on no farm, but they're breeding pit bulls. Oh, yeah. They got dogs in their houses. Their houses are nasty, filthy, dirty, stink. And they got these nasty, filthy Shaitan pit bulls. And you say, what are you doing? They in a cage. I'm breeding them. Why are you breeding them? Because I can make money off of selling these dogs. And the sad thing is, ain't nobody buying them nasty dogs. Because them dogs kill. Those dogs turn on their masters. Those dogs attacking their masters. So now you started off with 2 dogs, and now you got 4 pit bulls in your house. You don't take them out. You got to walk a dog. The dogs ain't like cats. They don't use no litter box. You working, and you don't come home, and your dog then urinated, defecated all over your house, all over the cage. Your house stinks. The dog is barking. Your kids get bit up and attacked. They done attacked your children. That's an example. Our personal jinn knows our love for money. So he'll make you do things that's haram. Giving you the promise that, well, if you have 2 puppies, if these nasty, bad dogs have 2 puppies, I can sell them for $3,000 a piece. That's $6,000. If they have 4, do the math. 3 times 4, that's $12,000. And don't nobody want them ugly, nasty dogs. And if they do want them, they're going to go get them from a real professional, not from you. So our personal jinn will promise money to us and wealth to us. He'll promise that if we do certain things, we'll become rich when there's no easy way out. Listen to what Allah says in the interpretation of the meaning. I think not that the last hour will come. And if indeed I am brought back to my Lord, I will surely find better than this as a resort. Those are the false promises. Well, I'm just going to sell these dogs for a year. I'm just going to breed them just to get on my feet to pay my credit cards off. Next thing you know, you got these dogs for years. And if I do die, Allah knows, I believe in him. I got an ounce of faith. And then Allah takes your soul, okay, and you find out the opposite. So we can't fall for these games of money. If you are one of those Muslims that I know about, who are breeding dogs like that, and your house is nasty, filthy, you better go find a job. Okay? And by the way, the pit bull, that's the kind of dog that the Shayateen would take the form of. The devils take the form of dogs, and a pit bull is one of the main ones they would take the form of. Okay? Also, another trap of Shaitan. He'll make you pleased with dreaming. He'll give you false hope. Like with the dog. Oh, I'm going to get rich. All I need is 4 puppies. Do the math. 3 times 4, that's $12,000. I'll be good. That's tax-free money. He'll give you false hope like that. You become so busy with these sweet dreams that will not come true, that you end up dying in a state of disobedience to Allah. You end up dying with it on your record with the law that you had dogs, not as for serving you, but you had dogs as a pet, thinking that you could breed them. Okay, we can't fall for that. And here's the big trap. The big trap that many of you are falling into right now as we're fasting. The trap of laziness and procrastination. How many of you are breaking your fast and you overeat to the point that you become like this pig, too lazy? You don't want to move. You know, I'm going to go to the Taraweeh prayer today, but you overeat. And after you finish eating, you can't move. You too lazy to go and make Taraweeh. You keep putting it off. Okay? Listen to what the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said. He said, we're never free of Shaitan, even when we sleep. When you sleep, your personal jinn ties 3 knots at the back of your neck. And he says, the night is long, keep on sleeping. But if you wake up, then one knot becomes untied. If you make wudu, another knot becomes untied. And if you make your prayer, all the knots are. Okay? Let me give you an example who suffers with this sometimes. Me, Laila Nasheeba. Let me use today as an example. I stayed up taking care of my business until Fajr. Then I went to sleep. I knew that my assessment would be at 12 o'clock this afternoon. So I woke up at 11 and prepared for my medical assessment. She came at 12 and she was done by 1. And that's when I said, okay, I'm going to lay down. I'm going to go to sleep. No, she left. She was done by 12:30. No, it was 1, 12:30 or 1. I said, anyway, it was almost time for whatever time Asr comes in. It was almost time for Asr. I said, okay, I'm going to lay down, get a little bit more sleep, then make Asr and then prepare for this website because I got my cooking and stuff done because I did all that last night. I laid down, and as I'm laying there sleeping, I kept saying, I gotta wake up. You gotta wake up, Laila. It's time for Asr. Dur. You want to make Dur, and you don't want to end up missing Dur. But something kept telling me, no, you got enough time. You got enough time. Just lay on down. You got about 10 more minutes, Laila. And you got time. Asr don't come in until 4:30 and whatnot. So it's probably just 2. All this going on in my mind. So I kept sleeping, try to wake up. No, you got time. Then when I woke up, what time was it? 6 o'clock. I slept for till 6 o'clock. I missed Asr. I had to combine. I said, see that? The Shaitan got me. My devil got me. Kept telling me, oh, it's just 2 o'clock probably. Girl, the sun's still shining, because I can read the sun. But I had the shades closed. But, the sun is going that way. You can sleep. This is how our personal jinn works us. So I had to get up and I had to do Dhuhr and then Asr because I overslept. That's how our jinn plays us. He'll make us procrastinate. He'll make us sleep and not wake up, so we end up having to combine because we done missed the prayer. Or he'll make us overeat to the point where we're so lazy. How many of you brothers been saying ever since Ramadan that you're going to go play Taraweeh, but you ain't prayed Taraweeh yet? Because after you get through eating, you too tired. You like this pig. You don't want to move. You're too full and lazy to go to the mosque. Don't fall into that trap. And that's why a lot of you asked me about that hadith where a person asked the Prophet about how what happens when we oversleep, We don't wake up for the prayer. The prophet said this is Shaitan urinating into your ears. That's what that means. He's giving you falsehood. He's whispering into your ear, you got time. It's not, you got a couple of more hours, Laila. Just get you a couple of more minutes of sleep. That's what that hadith means when it says he urinates in your ears. He's giving you falsehood. He's deluding you. He's whispering into your ears that you got more time to wake up when you really don't. Also, Shaitan traps us by not just making us lazy, and not just by making us procrastinate doing good deeds that are good, but he'll make us think I can do it tomorrow, just like the one brother that emailed me today. He said, Sister Laila, I've been trying to do the Taraweeh all month with the Imam, but I can't do it. Every time I eat, I get too sick. I can't move. I told him, you're overdoing it. Don't eat so much. Just eat enough to break your fast to sustain you and get to the mosque. Then when you come home from the mosque, you can eat more. Okay? Listen to what one of the early scholars said. He said, how many of the Jews or Christians thought about Islam in their hearts, but Iblis kept them from converting? He'll tell them, don't be too hasty. Look closer into the matter. And they postpone converting and they die as an unbeliever. How many of you know people like that? They're interested in Islam and they keep putting it off. Or non-practicing Muslims. You were born and raised Muslim, but you say, oh, I'm young. You know, I ain't gonna practice now. I'll practice after I turn 20. Now you 30, you still ain't practicing. Oh, I'll practice before I get 40. And now you 40, you still ain't practicing your deen. This is another trap that our personal jinn lays for us. He'll cause us to put off doing good deeds until death comes. Okay? We don't want to put off repentance. We don't want to put off changing the condition of ourselves. Ramadan is the month of change. This is the month of new beginnings. You want to make that change now. I'm going to practice my religion now and not just for this month. I'm going to keep it moving and keep it going even after this month. You brothers that's having a hard time with that nicotine, go to a personal physician because this is haram. Okay? Also, one of the early scholars said, beware of procrastination. He said procrastination is one of the greatest soldiers of Iblis. Okay? How many of you procrastinate and put off making Hajj? You got the money, you got the mahram, but you want to wait till you're older. I've heard that from a lot of women. I'm going to wait till I'm old, me and my husband. First of all, what guarantee do you have that your husband going to be living? What guarantee? And by the way, a woman cannot make Hajj without a mahram. The simple fact that you deliberately, intentionally disobeyed a law and made Hajj without a mahram, do you think Allah is accepting your Hajj? I don't think so. Remember, the Prophet said Allah forgives all sins as long as you're not committing a major sin. And what are the major sins? The major sins are the actions of disobedience that we deliberately, intentionally do. So for all you women that are making Hajj without a mahram, you better wonder, what makes you think your Hajj is accepted? Are you crazy? You should have obeyed Allah and made it with your husband. And if you don't have a husband, then that means you don't have to worry about making Hajj because you don't meet the criteria. So, again, beware of procrastination, because what guarantee do you have that you're going to have the mahram? What guarantee that you're going to live to see the age of 50 or 60? What guarantee do you have that you'll be able to walk and do the tawaf around the Kaaba? When you make Hajj, you see a lot of people being pushed around the Kaaba in wheelchairs because they can't walk. They should have taken advantage of their health when they were younger. All right, so I'm going to stop right here. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Any questions? Again, this is the second week of fasting. We have to beware of, oh, it's time for me to break fast. Nobody told me.
Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Khan.
Kind of late, ain't you? About 5 minutes late.
No. All right. Let me mute myself. I'm at the last stage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I broke it in my heart. Okay, yeah, that's what you can do too, guys. If you were one of the questions that another sister asked me, she says she was at the mall and it was time for her to break fast, and she didn't know. She got in her car. What do you do? She went back in and got something to drink it with. But what do you do? Well, first of all, try to be at home when it's time to break fast. Secondly, if you can't find anything to eat or drink in your heart, remember we talked about that like I'm doing. I just broke my fast, you know, because I know it's time to break fast. The simple fact that I know it's time to break fast, and I said, oh, wow, it's time to break fast. I broke my fast. Okay, and now I'll go get something to eat or drink. Yeah, so that's what you do in those situations. But for you women, try to be at home to break your fast. You don't want to be out in the streets. Don't forget the hadith we talked about. What happens at Maghrib? What happens at Maghrib? Can anybody remember? Did the Prophet mention anything about Maghrib to us? Can anybody remember that? People in my Zoom room? See, I test y'all on these hadiths and y'all don't remember any of them. It's sad. What about the people on YouTube? Can y'all remember any hadith we talked about where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, be at home at Maghrib?
The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that close your windows and your doors at Maghrib because that's when the big jinn come out.
And what else? Close your doors, close your windows, and do what else? The important point here. Bring in your children and your women too. Exactly. That's the point. You sisters need to be in the house to break your fast with your children. Because that's when the most evil, the ifrit, come out. And not all jinn are in chains. I keep telling y'all, only the most horrific ones are. So if you're out in the streets, you want to be at home to break your fast, sisters. But, you know, we know things happen. Sometimes you out, you know, things happen. But if you can't get to any water or something to break it with by eating, the simple fact that you know it's time to break your fast, it's in your heart, like I just did. Yeah. But yeah, that's why we tell our women and kids to be at home at Maghrib. That's why we say be home by Maghrib. When I was a kid, my mother used to tell my brother, she didn't let me go out, but my brother would go places, which I never understood why he was able to. He would go visit his friends and stuff. My mother would tell him, be home by Maghrib. Because that's when the worst jinn, the worst, most evil jinn come out. So you sisters need to be at home by Maghrib. I don't know, but things happen, we know. Yeah, any other questions or comments? Exactly. Yes, tonight, guys, tonight at 9:30, we have my series, my class on Ramadan reminder. Not Ramadan. reminders from the Sunnah. Yeah, my lecture, reminders from the Sunnah, will be tomorrow at tonight at 9:30. Tonight. Yeah, Brother Amir, we can't have pets. Now, if you got, wait a minute, hold on for 1 second, Brother Amir. Let me get my coffee, because that's all I care about. I cooked last night. My food is ready. But I want my coffee. Give me a second. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Woo! And by the way, how many of my new shahadas, remember we talked about that moment of joy that the fasting person experiences? That it's the closest feeling that, besides relations, it's the closest feeling besides relations with your husband that you will experience a paradise. That moment of bliss when you know it's time to break fast. Your heart gets to pumping. You get all anxious and happy. I love that feeling. I just experienced it. MashaAllah. Okay, Brother Amir, if you have a guard dog, that's okay. Okay, but we're talking about pets. If you got a guard dog, that's a dog that's trained to guard. You know, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us, because he was asked, well, what's the difference between a pet, a dog that's kept as a pet, and a dog that's kept to perform a service? The Prophet said a service dog is trained to perform whatever it is. You can't make a pet out of it. If you make a pet out of a dog, it's not going to guard you. You know, if you got a guard dog, you can't play with him. He can't get close to people, because if he gets close and comfortable, he's not going to guard. He's going to let anybody come around you. Those dogs are professionally trained to do nothing but attack. They're not pets. Just like the dog Sister Laila has. She has those Pyrenees. Those her dogs are sheep dogs. They're farm dogs. And if y'all could see her on video with them, they protect the goats, they protect the lamb, the sheep. They're not pets. They don't play with her children. In fact, whenever her children pick the lamb up, the dog comes and sniffs the lamb to make sure that she's not hurting it. So if it's a dog that's serving a purpose, it's not a pet. Because if you make a pet out of it, it's not going to do its job. So if you got a guard dog, Brother Amir, then that's okay. But I'm talking about people keeping dogs to breed them. I mean, come on. That's one of the pits of Shaitan, you know, where he dupes you. You ain't got no business doing that stuff. How many of you actually sell them? Okay. Yeah, that's what I got a couple of sisters that live in Texas. Yeah, they got ranches and they got them Pyrenees dogs. They're pretty, but they're not pets. Every time her daughter holds the goat, that dog comes up and starts sniffing the goat to make sure that she ain't hurting it. I'm like, whoa, that's a farm dog. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Is a woman able to make Sister Amina, there is nothing. Allah is clear. Allah is clear. Whether you going to make Umrah, whether you going to make Hajj, whether you going to visit your mama across the ocean, The Prophet Muhammad was clear. Those hadiths are clear. A woman cannot travel without a mahram, period. You can't travel nowhere without a mahram. Okay, so it don't matter if you're going to make Hajj, Umrah, to visit Istanbul. It no matter what, we got to take this religion seriously. If a woman doesn't have a mahram, she doesn't meet the criteria for making Hajj, nor does she meet the criteria for Umrah. Umrah is Hajj. It's just a little Hajj. It's the same thing. Okay? If a woman, what's the conditions? In order to make Hajj, the woman has to have a mahram to take her. That's the condition. And you have to be able to afford it. Those are the conditions. If you can't afford it, because Hajj is not for the poor. If you was too poor, you shouldn't have went. If you don't have a mahram, you shouldn't have went because it's not obligatory upon you. Allah will excuse you of it because you did not make the criteria. But we allow Shaitan to get in our head. We allow our personal jinn to cause us to do things that we don't even have to do and end up cursing ourselves. So now you done disobeyed the law, wasted your money, your time, and went overseas, and you went through hell because it ain't easy. It's hard. It's the biggest jihad for a woman. That's why you have to have a mahram. You're going to be beat down, broke down, and then all of that for nothing? Like the prophet said, what's the purpose of Hajj? What's the purpose of Umrah? To have all your sins forgiven, but it comes with the catch, as long as you're not doing anything that's major. You women did something big and major. Y'all disobeyed the law and went without a mahram. And you think you're forgiven? Think about it. Yes. Alhamdulillah, Sister Maria. And the sad thing is, you know, like I said, for Hajj is not, Allah is the one that calls you to Hajj. Hajj is a meeting with Allah. Allah is the one that calls you to that. You know, if you don't meet the criteria, don't worry about it. Allah is not going to hold you accountable. He knows that you would have made it if you had met the criteria. There's other things we can do to be forgiven of our sins. Fast in the month of Ramadan. You don't need a mahram to fast. You don't need money to fast. But anyone who fasts the month of Ramadan, hoping for reward from Allah, all your past sins are forgiven. As long as you're not doing anything major. So what was the point in you disobeying Allah and making Hajj when you could have just did your Ramadan? I mean, there's so many things we can do to bring about forgiveness of our sins. But Shaitan makes you not reflect on that. He makes you think that the only thing you can do is make Hajj. There's a hadith. Every time you look in the face of your mother, it said that you get the same reward as if you made Hajj. So many things we can do. But we fall victim to our personal jinn. See how he dupes us? Yeah. And by the way, for those of you who haven't made Hajj, just put it, you know, don't worry about it. Your children can make it for you when they grow up and stuff too. Yeah. Yeah. Anyhow, yeah. Any other questions there? Is this stuff clear in the Zoom room too for y'all in Zoom? Yeah. By the way, let me share this. I'll hold off on sharing that. Let's see what happens first. I was going to share something with you guys from one of the sisters here, but I'm going to hold off. Let's see if she act upon it first. And by the way, guys, please support us. We need donations. We need donations. I haven't looked into our account until yesterday. We got some money in there, but of course, y'all know we need more. This is the 12th. Please, guys, look at, and I'm going to talk about that next week. Next week, we're going to speak about how Ramadan is the month of charity. All the blessings you're getting. I mean, come on, guys. You know, one of the best gifts that you can give to another Muslim is the gift of knowledge. One thing about my classes here, you are learning Islam in its truthfulness with the understanding of the companions. Everything we teach here, everything that I teach here is based on Quran and authentic Hadith. No scholar is going to refute what I'm teaching here. And I've been teaching this stuff for since 1986. Same material. Okay? When you donate, we are a nonprofit organization. When you donate to support this website, any blessings that Allah is giving me, any blessings Allah is giving Sheikh Morsi, Dramali, any blessings that Allah is giving Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atli, any blessings that Allah is giving Dr. Kareem Abu Zaid, you guys are going to get those rewards too, because you're using their books and their knowledge, and all of that is coming through. Okay? Whatever reward Allah is giving us, you will get it. And you'll also get the reward of any Muslim on this planet or non-Muslim who comes upon any of our videos and learns anything. You will get that reward too. And that reward will accompany you into the grave, even when you're dead. Whoever learns anything from us, you get it, because we would not be able to sit here on this internet and teach if it were not for your donations, because it costs over $2,000 a month for me to run this website because of the videos I have to keep putting out, and technology keeps changing. The streaming programs, the video programs. Y'all see how nice the shorts look? That's a new video program I'm using. Yeah, we got to stay up to date with technology. We got to compete with the non-Muslims. You know, the Christians trying to take us out. Yeah, I got the Christians trying to outdo us. So we have to pay for those programs that I use to splice and edit and all of that. And the videos, you know, that we're making, that Geechee puts out, you know, we have to pay for those beautiful videos to flow and match with her sounds and all of that. Plus, Geechee is using her little, whatever she uses, you know, ex-professional singer, so she know what she doing. You know, so subhanallah, guys, please support this dawah effort. You know, you can Cash App us, PayPal us, Zelle us, you know, and we are a nonprofit organization, alhamdulillah. And let me see, yes, I see a couple of people sent me some Cash App. Who is Howard? Awa, who is Howard that keeps texting on here and taking it off?
Actually, it was a kid that I take it off.
What did he put on there?
No, it was her daughter. She was talking nonsense.
Talking about what?
No, she was just saying, what did she say? I want to do something for my mom.
Oh, she wasn't talking. I thought you said talking about sex.
No, nonsense.
I was about to say, what Muslim kid on here talking? No. She better whoop her behind.
So that's why I just take it out.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Okay. Oh, I thought you said she was talking about sex. I was like, what? No. Okay. Good job. That's the second time, because I saw that name before and I said, what's going on with this? And I never get to see what the person's asking. What is this? Oh, what? I'm checking my messages on this stuff, guys. Y'all sending me some crazy messages. Yeah, see, I can take my time because I cooked last night. I'm not hungry. All I wanted was my coffee. But let me tell you what. Oh, Jamila, walaikum salam. Jamila, they was asking about you in the Zoom room. There's Jamila, guys. Laila. Is Laila in there or is she out milking the cows? Is Laila in there or is she milking the cows? Somebody was asking about you. Oh, who was asking about Jamila? What yesterday? Oh, your eye. Jamila, did you have eye surgery? That's what they were asking about. Did you have your eyes done? Yeah, they wanted to know, did you get your eyes? Did you have eye surgery? That's what they were asking about. Walaikum salam. Yeah. Yeah, they wanted to know if you had eye surgery. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you guys, a lot of the older women, like myself, a lot of the older women, they worry about that Hajj stuff. Why y'all worry about it? That's your jinn. You don't meet the criteria. Don't worry about it. My godmother has never made Hajj. There's a lot of people that I know who are close to me that haven't made Hajj because they don't fit the criteria. Either they got the mahram but not the money. Hajj is for the rich, number one, not the poor. And number two, you got to have the mahram. Most people I know have not made Hajj. Most women I know in my community have not made Hajj because the money situation for them. It's expensive. And then the ones that do have the money, they don't have the mahram. So don't worry about that. Yeah, she said she had the treatment. Zoom. She said yes, she did. She had her eyes done. Anissa, her eyes. Yeah. Yeah, but for the older sisters, don't worry about that. That's your jinn. That's your personal jinn trying to get you to commit a sin. If you don't meet the criterion for Hajj, it's not obligatory for you, and Allah is giving you the reward because Allah knows you would make it if you could. So don't fall for that crap. Don't be those airhead women that travel to Saudi Arabian groups and they go through heck because it's the worst experience. And then they sit back, that's what happens when you're hard-headed. Yeah. Yeah, stop watching that crap, Sister Amina. Don't you know that most Muslims are going to be in hell? That's another reality we have to accept, guys. Most Muslims y'all see on YouTube and in blogs are going to be in hell. The Prophet said out of every 1,000 people 999 of them are going to be in hell. So I wouldn't watch none of these people's umrahs and blogs. Why y'all watch that crap? Half of their stuff, you don't even know if it was accepted. You got a bunch of airhead women who didn't have mahrams. And then what gets me, they come back from Hajj and take off the hijabs and go back to being non-practicing people. So stop watching that crap. That stuff ain't bringing you close to Allah. Your personal jinn will play with you and cause you to transgress. Yeah, y'all got to be careful of TV. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at this. Okay, I'm checking now. One of the sisters says she sent a cash app. Let me see. Is this it? Okay. Yeah, I got your cash app. May Allah. Oh, yeah, I see it. Let me put a reply. Okay, I sent you a reply too. Okay, may Allah bless you. And I got the brothers too. Yes, I got your cash app too. Okay, I'm getting ready to send it to the website now. You just click withdraw, right? Yeah. I'm getting ready to send it into the website now. Yeah. There it is. Okay. May Allah bless the both of you, the brother and the sister. I sent it into the website. Okay. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to log out for right now so I can enjoy my little coffee. And I'll be back at 9:30. 9:30 for reminders from the Sunnah. Exactly. That's another question too. You know, when we make Hajj and when we make Umrah and stuff, all of that, a lot of people walk away with no reward because there are certain things we have to ascribe to. Your mind is supposed to be on Allah, not on walking around the Kaaba with your cell phone. How are you remembering Allah and you sitting there with a cell phone taking pictures? A lot of people will walk away from Hajj and Umrah with nothing, because again, the road to paradise is hard. It's paved with thorns. Ain't nothing easy. If it's easy, it's going to lead you to hell. The road to paradise is hard. You got to struggle. You got to put aside your cell phone. You got to put aside showing off. And your mind is supposed to be on Allah and you, not Allah, you, and showing off to your family and friends. So there's a lot of people that come back from Hajj with nothing. And that's sad. Oh, yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to log out. I'll be back at 9:30. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.